All right, here I am at the Big Lake Road railroad crossing in Springfield Township, Michigan. Now, this is technically between Springfield Township and Davisburg, but Davisburg's down there, and this is more leaning into the Springfield Township area. But yeah, so this crossing right here is another crossing, rather neat one, owned by the C.N. Holly subdivision. And this particular crossing features some pretty cool yet somewhat classic equipment, if you guys haven't, seen already. So I guess with that said, I'll explain as I go on as always. So with that said, let's get on to it. So for the first signal, this has a WRRS base with, I believe, with the back clamp as well. Yep. And here's the emergency information and the dot tag, and the dot number is 284340V. And this is a pretty old mast, and if you look up here, there is an old Grand Trunk Western dot tag, which is pretty beat up, but still there. And for the gate mechanism, this has a GRS Type D gate mechanism with the WRRS rebranding. Quite surprising to see one of these gate mechanisms on the Holly sub. There are a few of these still remaining on the Holly sub, but not very much at all. Well, yeah, and this features some Rico LED gate lights, no wind guard. And for the lights on this one, this has two pairs of Hawker and Safetran 12 by 20 inch light heads with Safetran dialight LEDs in them. And these are all sitting on a Safetran light bracket. And for a bell, this has a Safetran Type 1 electronic bell. Yep, once again, another Safetran Type 1 e-bell has been spotted. Now, I'm actually going to try to tour almost all the crossings on the CN Holly sub. Well, I'm going to try to tour all the crossings on the Holly sub that are equipped with Safetran Type 1s as of today, so I can pretty much count them all. So, yeah, now normally, like I said in previous tours, these bells are normally pretty rare, but there's like over 10 of them on the CN Holly sub, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, that was the first signal. Quite a unique setup, quite a unique setup, like unique light combo with gate mechanisms and a cool bell. But yeah, I guess with that said, let's go ahead across the road and get on to the next signal. So yeah, and for the next signal, which is similar to the first, this has another WRS base with also the WRS back clamp, unlike some WRS bases I've seen before, which had the Western Cullen Hayes back clamp, but not this one. And here's the emergency information once again. And for the gate mechanism, this has another GRS Type D gate mechanism with the WRS rebranding. And this features some more Rico LED gate lights and no wind guard on this one either. And also, if you look up here, there's another old Grand Trunk Western dot tag, which is kind of like the license plate style, but as you can see, it's like the written style, but it's pretty faded off, scratched off, which is funny. Oh yeah, and for the lights on this one, this has two more pairs of Hawker and Safetran 12 by 20 inch light heads with Safetran dialight LEDs in them. And these are all sitting on a Safetran light bracket as well. And for a bell, this has a Safetran Type 3 electronic bell, I believe low tone. Yep, pretty neat stuff to see a both Safetran Type 1 and a Safetran Type 3 together. Quite an interesting bell combo. So yeah, that right there was the Big Lake Road crossing here in Springfield Township, Michigan. Here's the relay case sitting at milepost 34.57. I'm sorry, 38.57. And as you can see on the side, I believe this is the Andersonville control point on the CN Holly sub. So yeah, I guess with all that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the track view. Down there is heading southeast towards a few more crossings, such as Andersonville Road and forgot what that other one is, Hogback Lake Road, I believe, eventually towards the Davisburg area, I think. Actually, no, that would be the other direction. And down there is heading northwest towards a crossbuck crossing on Waite Road. And you can see, where it kind of goes off into a straightaway and eventually towards a curve. But yeah, and I think that's eventually heading towards the Davisburg area. I'm not sure. I'm kind of in the middle of it all right now. And as you can see right here, we have an automatic signal. Well, I'm not sure this is automatic, but it has a weird default color. As you can see, default flashing yellow or advanced approach. And I think the other side of the signal is a default yellow over red. But yeah, I guess with all that said, this was the Big Lake Road railroad crossing here in Springfield Township, Michigan. Pretty neat stuff. I have to get this one in action soon and see what it's like. So I guess with all that said, over and out.